rules that the S.E.C. and good morning to all our YouTube viewers out there. Welcome YouTube. Discussing, of course, the new Securities and Exchange Commission rules that it has rolled out for digital currencies. Convexity is in the blockchain space, and that's the reason why I invited Charles, very last minute, very kind of him to join us last minute to discuss this. Charles, look, lots of people have said that, you know, the federal government of Nigeria has not, has just wanted to just ban cryptocurrencies. Central Bank, for instance, Central Bank of Nigeria, not allowing banks to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. So now here comes the Securities and Exchange Commission. I think this is a 54-page document. I'm not done reading the entire thing, but they put out some rules with respect to issuing initial coin offerings, you know, and so on and so forth around digital currencies, initial paid up capital requirements, a number of other requirements. What do you make of it as a person in the space? What do you make of the federal government putting out some rules for issuance and trading of crypto?
All right, thank you. So what we are presently witnessing, though the document, right, I'll give it to the government. They somehow involved the community in a way, right? Not the larger, just the rep of the blockchain community in Nigeria, just to have an input. And a part of what we even saw in the document was that it's just an addendum to what was already pre-existing in the S.E.C already existing rule that has to do with security, right? Security and commodity trading and all that. So virtual asset was added and then some adjustments were done. Now, the government taking this stance or position, it's more of like they had to, right? Digital asset trading of cryptocurrency has gone beyond just sidelining it or putting their head in the ground, not wanting to take any action. Now Nigeria has to take action, and that is why we are saying this. So currently, even the government, right? We've had there are meetings by the NFIU, that is in Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, with the CBN, with S.E.C, with some other government agencies coming together, trying to look at what they can do regarding digital assets, crypto trading, right? And this also led to a national risk assessment of what cryptocurrency or how this the cryptocurrency can actually affect the economy. I think that report is out, or they are still working on it. And all along, the virtual asset service providers, that's those that deal with cryptocurrencies, they've always they've been invited to come and participate in all this. Now, this rule or this regulation, it has long been coming, right? It's something that we've been looking forward to, but not this way, or not what we are expecting, right? Because what the rule or what the regulation brought in is it's a negative, or it is a negatively affecting startups, right? Because a startup that will raise $1 million, that's about 590, and then you have to use such an amount of money for as paid up capital, right? Getting it as paid up capital, and then some other amount of money that is in millions of naira, right? For you to be able to register to be a virtual asset service provider. It's not encouraging to start up, and that is the major headache or the major problem right now, because it's welcome, right? Because the system has always been like a wild west, right? Anybody can shoot up a cryptocurrency, and then you get people believing and start buying and all this stuff. So regulation is good, but not this way, or not what we are expecting. Currently, the Financial Action Task Force is there's this rule, right, that we call the virtual asset travel rule protocol. Now, this travel rule protocol, as a virtual asset service provider, right, you need to integrate this into your platform. And if you don't do this, you're sending out crypto, right, from a country like Nigeria to other digital asset providers, like other exchanges, right, outside. They will be bounced, right? It's not going to go, right? It's like you guys are blacklisted, and then we are not blacklisted, so we can't allow you to exchange. So countries are already start looking at implementing this, right? And Nigeria, being a member of FATF, right? We have to follow this. We have to encourage virtual asset providers to integrate it. So all these things are like coming together, and then the country cannot be left behind. So the regulation coming up, the risk assessment being done by the NFIU, all are just for because of this, right? And the negative of this regulation is just kicking out startups that have been trying to power the space. So that is what it is currently.
So the paid up capital is 500 million naira. I know there's another registration fee of 100,000. I can't. There's something else, 50 million. So basically, the fees are too high. That's the gist of it.
Yeah. And even part of the recommendation before this document came out, right? What the community was suggesting is, okay, this is fine, right? Why not tier it, right? Why not make it a tier system whereby you have the local startups, right? Those that are homegrown, trying to push this space, and they've been in this space for a very long while. Why not give them something that they can afford, right? And then when they grow to a certain level, you can still increase or make them have the number of transactions that they are going to do. Because what this does now, Rotus, what this does is we will see foreign virtual asset service provider or digital exchanges, right? Digital asset exchanges taking over the space, right? Because these guys, they have the money, they've been in the space for a long while, and they can easily pay this money, right? So if they do this, that means local virtual asset service providers will not be able to compete with them. In fact, they are not even supposed to be in business, because if they can raise such an amount of money, according to some startups that we are already seeing, they don't want to operate in Nigeria because it's not favorable to them. They are actually going outside the country to operate and all this stuff. Recently, a blockchain program was done by one of these largest exchanges, right, in Dubai. And a lot of startups actually went there. Why? They are looking at opportunities of operating there, right? Some of them are already there, right? And some are planning on moving there. Why? Because it is more favorable, right? You have a government that is welcoming there, a government that will tell you, okay, come, sit down. These are the rules. These are the rules. What do you need? We want you to progress, or we want you to succeed. Now, that is attractive, right? And if you have a government that is trying to make you to come to their country, you want to move. So I think it is left for the regulators down here to see how to make this work for us, right? Lots of startups have really pushed this industry up to what it is now. And you know, a funny thing that we saw in the document, I have not gone through the recent documents, I don't know. The part of the rules is SEC will be collecting transaction fees, right? Some certain amount of transaction fees. And that was that was like, wow, why are they? If startups are going to register, right? Obviously, they owe it as a duty to the government to pay taxes and all those stuff. And where is that tax coming from? It's going to come from the revenue they are generating. Now, if SEC wants to start collecting, maybe because the money or the what we will say, okay, people are making millions and people are making billions of naira or dollar in the crypto or digital space. So they feel, okay, I think let's get a piece of the pie. And they decided to come up with all this.
Wow. Thanks for the breakdown. Thanks for the breakdown. I appreciate that. This is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. So on the one hand, it's good to see the government recognizing digital currencies and wanting to create rules. On the other hand, the money is it is too high. 500 million paid up capital, all these other list of fees, and then now they want to collect money on transactions. That is a lot. Do you, very quickly, Charles, we're running out of time. Do you think this S.E.C at odds with the CBN, since the CBN is not allowing transactions through banks? What now happens going forward?
Okay. Remember I told you that there was actually a committee that was formed, right? And that committee involved both SEC, both the CBN, the NFIU, NDIC, and I think NIDA and all that. So I believe it's just with time, right? It's with time we'll likely see the government or CBN coming out to say, okay, since the space is now regulated, since exchanges, even before now, exchanges of crypto digital platform, they always do KYC, right? So if the space is regulated and you have the big boys, like I like to call them now, coming in to take over the space, and I think banks and stock registrars or brokers will even take up this, right? Because this is like a new business for them, and then they have the wherewithal to do all this. So we will likely see the government coming back and say, okay, now that we know people that are dealing in this, we are going to allow you guys to do this based on the fact that this and this are already in place, and then there's enough to get anybody that wants to play hanky-panky.
All right, then. We've come to the end of the show, gents, but it's been interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. Charles, thanks a lot.
Thank you. All
Thank
right,
you too.
And please make sure you continue the conversation with both Rotus and Charles up on social media. So you can find Rotus everywhere at Rotanquote, and you can find Charles at just Charles with a Z _ I found you on Twitter already, Charles. All right, so thank you so much. It's been an interesting conversation. Rotus, we'll do this again tomorrow at 6:30.
Yes.
Charles, hope to have you back on the show. It's been an experience. Love it. All right. Have a
Thank
great
you too.
day.
Thank you. Thanks, Charles.